This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. If you're just waking up with us, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Rick. I was just saying there's not a lot of action in fishing tournaments, but I guess you've seen action?
Deep sea fishing can be fun. Have you ever reeled one of those things in?
I've never fished in my life.
Oh my goodness, I caught a bluefin tuna one time off the coast of North Carolina, and
really?
That thing took some work, let me tell you.
That moment I bet was exciting, but how about the other 99%?
Well,
anyway. Johnny, are you a fisherman at all?
I enjoy getting out in there in water. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't classify myself as a fisherman. I'm not like, Bob Harrigan or Johnny Walker, but yeah, I enjoy getting out in there and getting some fresh air, some sunshine, enjoying, kind of a quiet afternoon. It's like sitting in a ballpark and watching a ball game.
Yeah, there we go.
It's kind of nice, relaxing. And when you hook that fish, I guess it's a real trip. I personally have never been able to hook a fish, but I've enjoyed fishing.
Right.
There you go. We're looking at some quiet conditions across the Suncoast. Not much happening out there currently, though we still have some showers in progress and a thunderstorm or two well to our north. Now, yesterday we got some of that rainfall to kind of move into the area, which was kind of nice, I guess. Late in the day, broke the heat. Most of the day was dry. I think a similar sort of situation again today, only we have some slightly drier air that has moved in. Mix of sun and clouds to start the day. With that drier air in place, we'll have less rain chance today than we had yesterday, and daytime highs will respond accordingly. We'll be a degree or two warmer today probably than we were yesterday, and we'll have about a 20% chance of rain. That drier air will continue to filter in, impacting the forecast as we head into tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Checking the roads first off in Manatee County. Not a single issue to report besides a little blip there. If you look closely at 301 southbound at 15th Street East. The Bayfront showing some backup there as you pass along 41 by Osprey and Orange and Palm. A little slowdown there, otherwise pretty quiet. A couple of blips on the screen there on 41 southbound as you head into Venice.
Topping our news this morning, taxes affect all Americans, especially small business owners. And now Congressman and Sarasota business owner Vern Buchanan is pushing hard for tax reform.
As for who would benefit, here's our Rick Adams.
Taxes are on the minds of a lot of folks, especially small business owners. Congressman Vern Buchanan tells us he's pushing a bill that can make a big difference. It's tax reform where small business owners and corporations could have their tax rate reduced to 20%. Right now, small businesses have a tax rate of around 40%, while corporations are at 35%.
The goal is simplify it for them and have them keep more of what they earn so they can create more good paying jobs. That's, to me, the key thing.
One person who's happy to hear about the congressman's plans to cut taxes is Anna Molinari. She owns a bunch of small businesses in the area, including this high-end salon boutique in downtown Sarasota.
He needs to totally help us because we need everybody's help right now to stay in business.
Molinari says between high rents in the downtown area and more people doing their shopping on the internet, it's a struggle just to stay in business.
We have to stay open late, come early, keep the place going, buy new merchandise so people don't get bored, and maintain your employees. That's the hardest part.
Buchanan says this tax reform would allow people to fill out their taxes using a postcard where they could save hundreds of dollars when having their taxes done. Also, he currently has a bill that would allow startup businesses to be able to write off $20,000 instead of the current amount of $5,000.
At the end of the day, we've got more businesses closing than opening around the country, and we need to change that pattern. We need to encourage entrepreneurship and startups and do everything we can to help them be successful.
In addition to this tax reform, Buchanan tells us he and his colleagues will be working hard on making health care more affordable. Congress will be back in session in September. Reporting from downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
After a tornado touchdown during Tropical Storm Emily, storm damage estimates in Manatee County are now reaching $100,000. Manatee County is still surveying the damage, but preliminary numbers show that there are over $98,000 worth of repairs needed. At Orban's nursery, Marty Orban has been finding new property damage every day since the storm. Orban estimates repairs costing well over $100,000 on his property alone. His biggest concern right now is the plastic that was ripped off his greenhouses. He says poinsettia season is right around the corner. Without insurance, all repairs will have to come out of Orban's pockets.
I mean, we kind of need everything, so plastic will be kind of the first thing, and then the barn will, hopefully we'll have the barn done well before poinsettia season.
Unfortunately, the damage was not extensive enough to call for any state or federal funding. And Tropical Storm Emily also causing some damage to a Manatee County park. The DeSoto National Memorial is closed due to falling debris, tree limbs, and tidal surge. The storm spawned a tornado in northwest Bradenton, where the memorial is located.
We were hit very hard by Tropical Storm Emily. We had upwards of 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts that went through the park, and possibly even a mini cyclone. That blew down lots of different types of debris, branches, actually, and even fell several trees in and around our headquarters and visitor center area, and as well as our park trails.
Rangers say there's also some flooding at the park. Crews from Canaveral National Seashore will be at the park today to help remove debris. It will remain closed until further notice.
An update now on a fatal crash on I-75 in Northport about 10 days ago. The victim's name is 54-year-old Brian Nagil. FHP says he was driving northbound when his car went off the road into the grass and struck a guardrail before going into the southbound lanes. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The investigation is still going on this morning. And a traffic stop turned into a police chase that ended with an arrest in Sarasota. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office was trying to arrest 61-year-old Issa Elyan on aggravated battery and stalking charges. Deputies say they attempted to stop him in a parking lot while he was picking up a woman who was waiting for him, but he sped off. Deputies chased Elyan along Weber Street in Sarasota. He eventually stopped in a neighborhood on Tuxford Drive. A witness says the suspect was a bit shaken up.
When I peeked out through the drapes, I saw about a dozen police cars with all their lights flashing straight down my street. When I analyzed the situation, it looked like that car could have come right through my bedroom and hit me.
Luckily it didn't. Elyan is also charged with fleeing and eluding officers.
Sarasota police need your help to catch a car burglar. Surveillance video shows the person going into an unlocked car along Siddell Street and stealing money from a purse. Anyone with information about it or the person in the video is asked to call Sarasota police. Police are once again reminding people to make sure their vehicles are locked.
An update now on a former golf club in Northport. After sitting vacant for 3 years, the Sable Trace Golf and Country Club now has a new owner. The property was sold to local developer Sam Rogers for nearly $3 million. He plans to redevelop it primarily as single-family homes. The course closed in May of 2015, went into foreclosure last year. We'll have more on the history of this course and its future next hour on Good Morning Suncoast.
2 students from Ringling College of Art and Design in Sarasota are certainly going places after their animated short film has now gone viral. Well, that animated short film called In a Heartbeat follows a boy addressing his sexuality after falling in love with a male classmate in elementary school. The short was created by filmmakers Beth David and Esteban Bravo and has reached nearly 8 million views just over the past 2 days. David and Bravo released the film online on Monday, where it quickly began trending on Twitter and Facebook. The short is a semi-finalist for Best Animated Domestic Film at the 2017 Student Academy Awards.
A big boost for the Players Center for Performing Arts. The Lakewood Ranch Community Fund announced their $10,000 inaugural gift to be given to the center's new Theater in the Field program. The first production is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which premieres in October on the grounds of Sarasota's Polo Club in Lakewood Ranch. Last year, the Players Center for Performing Arts announced its plans to relocate from US 41 near Sarasota's Bayfront to the waterside village of Lakewood Ranch.
A Suncoast group is looking to make our area more appealing to college students. The consortium of colleges on the Creative Coast is changing its branding. It'll now be known as Cross College Alliance. The group is a collaboration of the Sarasota-Manatee region's colleges and universities that meet to explore their ways that their institutions can partner up and share resources. The name change comes as the alliance works to make the Suncoast more college-friendly for students.
We like to see ourselves as the campus of the Cross College Alliance. And so we do a number of programs that are directly targeted at the college-age community here, because we want them to feel a sense of community, and we want them to stay.
Cross College Alliance started 2 years ago and now includes 6 colleges in Sarasota and Manatee counties, as well as St. Petersburg.
Area builders are teaming up again for a major fishing tournament this weekend in Sarasota. The Sarasota Slam will start registration tomorrow for this year's competition. Teams will compete throughout the day on Saturday before bringing their catch to weigh-in at Marina Jack later in the afternoon. Teams can register at $500 per boat, and the winner in each division will receive a payout based on the number of teams competing. You know, I met some fishermen, some commercial fishermen last year, and they said, our favorite meteorologist is John Scalzi. We watch him. We watch at 5 a.m. He always nails the forecast. We rely on him.
Yeah, those fishermen are up early.
You're right.
There's
They are.
no doubt about it. They are up early. Well, that's very kind.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. We have some lovely weather shaping up for us today. If you're going to get out there and do some boating, I know yesterday was a little breezy. Yeah. Well, today those winds will subside just a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, thanks, John. Still ahead, our Linda Carson gives us a glimpse into the world-class entertainment visiting the Suncoast, and this week's In the Spotlight.
And later in the hour, President Trump making a push for further immigration reform. This involves cutting the number of green cards issued to legal immigrants by half.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Attention! Royal Seas Cruises has just announced their deal of the day, a $99 Caribbean cruise for 2 people. This amazing cruise deal to the Bahamas is only available to the first 500 callers who register in your area today. So get ready to write down this number and act fast. We know that the best type of traveler is a repeat guest, so we're offering this $99 Caribbean cruise to prove it. That's $99 per couple, including your stateroom, all your delicious meals, full spa, live entertainment, 3 kids clubs, and more. Come see why we were voted one of the top 10 best overall cruises by Cruise Critic. We're so sure you'll enjoy yourself and become a repeat customer that you're getting this deal of the day for the unbelievable low price of just $99 per couple. But you've got to act fast. Pick up the phone and be one of the first 500 callers to take the Caribbean cruise of a lifetime for just $99 per couple. Call right now or log on to royalcruisenow.com.
Call 800-906-0489.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows, what matters most to you? We found what matters is high performance. Our customers want energy-efficient windows built for Florida weather. Windows that can stand everything from scorching sun to hurricanes. Our customers want windows that reflect their life, their lifestyle. Windows that will last a lifetime. We listen to our customers, and as a result, we're growing. So if you're looking to replace your windows, stop here at New South Window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC 7.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at an air temperature coming in at 75 degrees, dew point value at 73. That's about where we were yesterday. Not much difference, really. We will see, as we head into the next probably 24 hours, a slightly lower dew point as we get some drier air kind of working its way in and high pressure building in as well. Those 2 items, I think, are going to reduce our rainfall chances just a little bit. Today and tomorrow, certainly, I don't think there'll be too much rain around tomorrow near the coast. Maybe in inland areas there might be a scattered shower or two. East-southeast wind coming in now at about 5. We're kind of in a transition today and tomorrow, a transition back to the same old pattern that we would expect to see at this time of year, instead of the pattern that we have had for about 2 weeks now, which is a general southwesterly to west wind that takes showers and brings them in from Gulf waters and slams them across the area during the early morning and pushes them inland later in the day. We have 75 degrees in Parrish, Myakka, 74 in Arcadia and Wauchula, 76 in Northport. Punta Gorda comes in at 75. We've got 78 degrees in Venice and Inglewood and 80 degrees at Longboat Key. So if you look at the water vapor imagery here, there's nothing really that stands out dramatically. We do have a trough of low pressure located to the north of us. We have a big ridge of high pressure building in from the east. What you may notice is that the amount of moisture has kind of been pushed a little bit further to the north. That's that turquoise color. And some of this drier air indicated by the tan is trying to work its way in. So what that means is we're going to reduce the amount of available moisture for producing showers in our neck of the woods. Now, it's still going to be a wet day from Tampa Bay northward and around into the panhandle of the state. They could get up there probably today another inch or two of rainfall. They had some places in the Big Bend region yesterday that saw 4+ inches of rain. And that could happen in isolated pockets, perhaps back to the west a little bit. But for the most part, I think we'll see these rain showers at about 2 inches or maybe 2.5 inches. But for us, I think our rain chances would probably be totaling maybe a half an inch to at most an inch across the region. Now, we have a slight chance of seeing some of these showers that we have out in the Gulf waters move onshore during the morning. So we'll put the rain chance at about 10% during the morning hours. That's about it. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds to start the day. And then as we start to heat things up, we'll start to see our temperatures increase into the upper 80s. We'll start to factor in better rain chances today. But even today, rain chances less than yesterday. Boy, we had a lot of cloud cover sink its way southward yesterday, and it produced some fairly heavy rainfall in places during the last half of the afternoon and into the evening hours. Well, as I said, that's kind of departed now as high pressure is built in, and this little trough of low pressure continues to exist to the north of us. It lifted a little further to the north, and it's going to pretty much stay there. With some heavier rains falling north of us, we might see, as I mentioned, a few showers here, but still our rain chances, thanks to that high pressure ridge, will be almost zero as we head into tomorrow. So we'll watch that weather pattern change today and especially tomorrow. And then over the weekend, we'll be back to what we might expect at this time of year, which is most of the morning, most of the afternoon, rain-free. And then late in the afternoon, showers will build inland and gradually drift back to the coast. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at traffic this morning, your only big slowdowns are going to be on State Road 70 as you're heading throughout Manatee County as we head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. A few more cars on the roadway heading south on 41. And in South County, pretty quiet, just some congestion heading throughout Venice on Business 41. 5:19 this morning, and here on the Suncoast, many of us know we don't have to travel very far to see world-class entertainment.
Yeah, Linda Carson says entertainment instead comes to us. Here's this week's In the Spotlight.
The 45th annual Triple Crown Dance Sport competition is underway at the Ritz. There are competitions for dancers from beginners to world champions.
We have all-time professional competitions in the evening, and in the daytime we have student, teacher, and amateur couple competitions of all styles of dance.
You're invited to come see these dancers from all over the world compete in a wide range of dances.
You would see theatrical dancing, you would see Latin dancing, you would see ballroom dancing. As far as Poland, we have people here from Poland and from Russia and from Canada and, of course, the good old USA.
There are 4 or 5 world champions here vying for trophies like Craig Smith.
I've won the World Championships 5 times and the Blackpool Exhibition Championships 4 times, which is probably the most prestigious dance competition in the world.
Let's go, Robbie! He's competing in the Pro Division and also the Pro-Am Division with his student.
I'm an oncologist. I've been doing that since 1990.
And why did you decide to become a dancer?
Well, wasn't that long ago. It was about a year and a half ago that I decided to start dancing.
And she's really good.
Then we've got a really great routine going, and we went to Larry Dean's first event down in Turnberry earlier this year, and she's placed first in her division. She won her division in Millennium Championships down in Orlando last month.
A Pro-Am team from Sarah Dance in Sarasota is also competing. Student Allie Freeman has been dancing about 7 years.
I love the exercise, the intellectual challenge of it, and it's just fun.
A very prestigious panel of judges watches their every move.
We're looking for technique, overall presentation, poise, just many things, footwork.
Winners get trophies, prizes, titles, and scholarships. Allie Friedman says all the dancers take home something even more important than those things.
I think it adds years to your life. You're out there, you're exercising, having a good time, meeting a lot of really great people.
The grand finale for the professional dancers is Thursday and Friday night here at the Ritz. And on Friday night, you are going to see some of the best dancers in the world compete. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A bucket list thing. Someday I want to learn to dance correctly. I can fake it at weddings, but that's work.
I know. It's a beautiful, different types of dances that people can do, and that would be so cool to be able to be a part of that.
Are you a good dancer?
Well, not like that. Not nearly as good as they are, that's for sure.
A lot of training. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you about a new study looking at how many people are wearing seat belts when they use ride-sharing services. The answer may surprise you.
And coming up at 5:30, an airport worker is electrocuted by a lightning bolt in Fort Myers. And we'll have the dramatic video you don't want to miss when we come back.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
We'd love to hear from you, get your feedback, also see some pictures in your lives, whatever you can do, share it this way. We've got 3 addresses from which to choose right there.
Yeah, and definitely if you're heading out to that Sarasota Slam Fishing Tournament, would love to see some of those big catches that are expected to come. That would be great.
5:24 on your Thursday morning.
A new study released overnight shows just how many adults do not buckle up when using Uber, Lyft, or other hired rides.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bite, a warning about safety as more people use Uber and Lyft.
A new survey shows adults riding in the rear seat are far less likely to wear seatbelts.
And those unbelted passengers can fly forward. Drivers are twice as likely to be killed in a crash when a passenger behind them is not strapped in.
Elon Musk's Hyperloop has just reached a new milestone.
Engineers have successfully tripled the test speed of its passenger pod to 192 miles an hour.
And they're hoping to eventually get that pressurized tubing and magnetic levitation system up to 750 miles per hour.
Impressive. And the University of Texas football players are enjoying a brand new, expensive, high-tech locker room.
The renovations include fancy lockers, each one costing nearly 10 grand, featuring 43-inch screens showing player highlights and also bios instead of ordinary nameplates.
Not bad at all.
Kind of like the magnetic mirror.
Exactly. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Walgreens.
Summer took a hit this morning when Frankie popped the alligator floaty. Plus, snacks and drinks are gone, people. And one of us used up all the sunscreen. I wonder who. We're gonna need some reinforcements, quick.
Copy that. Walgreens makes it easy when summer needs a little help. Your summer base camp is just around the corner, so you can get in, out, and back to those summer shenanigans. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy. Now with card, buy one, get one 50% off sunscreen.
When you have allergies, it can seem like triggers pop up everywhere. Luckily, there's powerful 24-hour non-drowsy Claritin. It provides relief of symptoms that can be triggered by over 200 different allergens. Live Claritin Clear.
At Panera, a salad is so much more than one thing. More than one flavor, or texture, or color. A good, clean salad is so much more than green. And with Panera Catering, more for your event. Panera, food as it should be.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, new plans to reduce the amount of legal immigration. We'll have details from the White House.
Plus, 2 people are dead and 4 others hospitalized after an explosion in a Minneapolis school. What police believe is to blame.
And a Southwest Florida airport worker is struck by lightning on the job, and it's all caught on camera. Those stories right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, 5:30 now on August the 3rd. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. It is Friday Eve. We are almost to the weekend, and John says it doesn't look too bad, I think.
John, you love Thursdays. This is the day you like to sing One Day More from the Miz.
It's a Little Friday.
That's right.
Little Friday Eve.
Yeah, we're about there, and I'll tell you what, it looks like Friday is going to be a gorgeous day, possibly the best day this week. And the weekend looks like it's going to be pretty nice as well. There's no real issues coming our way. Today, kind of a transition day, today and tomorrow. We have showers located again to the north of us. Those showers will continue to provide thunderstorms and potential for heavy rain across the Big Bend region and back toward the Panhandle. And in fact, the northern Gulf waters as well, all the way back to really the Louisiana Delta. But for us, some slightly drier air has filtered in. That means a slightly less chance of rainfall today. We'll look for only about a 20% rain chance late in the afternoon and about a 10% chance of a passing sprinkle during these morning hours. Not much, though. And daytime highs, again, topping out warm near the 90 mark. Complete forecast for you in a few.
All right, talk to you soon, John. We'll build up there on 301 southbound as you head to Sarasota County. Speaking of which, farther south, a little buildup there already on Siesta Key. Folks are rushing to the beach from the Stickney Point Bridge, it appears. And then South County, one little blip there in Venice as you head south on 41.
Topping our news this half hour, the president is throwing his support behind a Senate bill known as the RAISE Act, which is aimed at cutting legal immigration.
The bill would cut the number of legal immigrants in half over the next 10 years. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
Following up on a campaign promise, President Trump makes a surprise push to overhaul the nation's immigration system.
This legislation demonstrates our compassion for struggling American families.
The president's endorsing a Senate bill that will slash legal immigration in half by pushing skilled workers and English speakers to the front of the line, while limiting admissions based on family connections.
We'll reduce poverty, increase wages, and save taxpayers billions and billions of dollars.
The White House is promising and now having to defend these big changes.
The Statue of Liberty says, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. Doesn't say anything about speaking English or being able to be a computer programmer.
I don't want to get off into a whole thing about history here, but the Statue of Liberty is a symbol of liberty enlightening the world. It's a symbol of American liberty lighting the world. The poem that you're referring to that was added later is not actually part of the original Statue of Liberty.
The bill's already facing pushback in Congress. Democrats, like California Senator Kamala Harris, are calling it an attack on our values. And even some Republicans worry about how the bill will impact the agriculture, tourism, and service industries in their states, businesses that often rely on unskilled workers.
So this idea of skewing the entire green card pool to one area of the economy, I think is very misplaced.
Still in question, what's going to happen to undocumented immigrants brought here as children, known as Dreamers? Back in January, the president said to expect an announcement soon. Now, 27 weeks later, still no answer. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
Christopher Wray has taken over as your new FBI director. He was sworn in by Attorney General Jeff Sessions yesterday. Sessions says he's confident the FBI is in great hands. President Trump chose Wray to replace former Director James Comey, who was fired earlier this year.
And speaking of James Comey, he now has a book deal. The former FBI director penning a deal with Flatiron Books. He'll write about everything from allegations of ties between Russia and Donald Trump's presidential campaign to the Bureau's investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. The book is currently untitled, but it is scheduled to be released next spring.
Sources say new White House Chief of Staff John Kelly told Attorney General Jeff Sessions his job is safe. Speculation that Sessions could be on his way out has been swirling since last month. That's when President Trump slammed the Attorney General for recusing himself from all campaign-related investigations. Trump also chided Sessions on Twitter for taking a weak position on prosecuting Hillary Clinton over her use of a private email server.
And The Mooch will be back, but for a brief time. Anthony Scaramucci says he will speak to the American public in an online event on Friday. This comes just a week after he was fired as White House Communications Director after less than 11 days on the job. He says he will use the online event to communicate with President Trump's base. He says after that briefing, he expects to avoid the spotlight until September, when he'll announce his next big move.
It is 5:35 now. 2 people are dead, 9 others injured after a natural gas explosion caused a school to collapse in Minneapolis. Contractors were working on the building when it happened. School administrators and several students were inside the academy when it happened. Massive explosion. It gut the middle of the school. Officials are blaming the blast on construction crews that ruptured a gas line.
There was a huge explosion. Smoke went up, knocked most of us kind of back, and it knocked me off my feet and kind of fell back.
The explosion killed this receptionist and a janitor. Of the 9 injured, 4 are still in the hospital.
A teenager takes a daring plunge from an airplane earlier this week. Witnesses on board the Copa Airlines flight in California say the 17-year-old boy opened the emergency exit door while the plane was still on the ground, jumped onto one of the plane's wings, and slid down to the tarmac.
The people next to him, they seemed pretty surprised when he jumped. So I don't think he was giving too many warning signs that he was going to do that.
The teen is a U.S. citizen and was traveling alone. It's still unclear why he decided to make that jump.
Back in Florida, caught on camera, an airport worker in Fort Myers struck by lightning. Watch this. The video shows at least 3 workers backing a plane up for takeoff. That's when the bolt struck the plane's tail, traveling through the main cabin and right into the worker's body. Here he goes. He collapsed. Austin Dunn suffered 3rd-degree burns. He's expected, though, to make a full recovery.
Attorneys for the family of a 78-year-old Florida man who died after a vehicle crash with tennis star Venus Williams are asking to search her cell phone. The motion filed requests that a forensic expert examine Williams' phone to determine what she may have been doing when that June 9th crash happened. The motion states that evidence gathered thus far indicated that Williams may have been distracted or unnecessarily delayed in her reaction to a traffic signal or surrounding traffic. Earlier last month, Williams and her attorney objected to a motion asking to see her cell phone records.
If you're on the job hunt right now, Florida is tied with Georgia for one of the fastest job growth rates over the past year. So far, compared with the rest of the nation, Florida has had the 3rd fastest annual private sector job growth rate, just behind Nevada and Utah. The fields with the most job creations are trade, transportation, construction, manufacturing, and utilities.
Starting this month, the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles will begin issuing a new, more secure driver license and ID cards. Drivers in Manatee County will be among the first to get these new cards. They'll help law enforcement recognize fake IDs and make it harder for criminals to duplicate. The design incorporates nearly double the fraud protection compared to the previous design, and it also includes ultraviolet ink. The new cards have an element in the lower right-hand corner that stands out under UV light. That transition will still take the Manatee County tax collectors some time to get prepared.
We're actually a pilot, one of the 8 counties that will be bringing in the new licenses. I believe they meet all the new standards for the latest, greatest security.
The Sarasota County tax collector will receive new equipment to issue those cards from the state at the end of October. The new licenses will become available statewide by the beginning of next year.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will induct 2 more names into its Ring of Honor, the late owner Malcolm Glazer and former coach John Gruden. Glazer bought the team in 1995 and served as owner and president until his death in 2014. He'll be inducted October 5th when the Buccaneers take on the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Coach Gruden coached the team from 2002 to 2008, which included, by the way, a Super Bowl win. He'll be inducted December 18th during the team's Monday night game against the Atlanta Falcons.
I hope they remember me as providing competition, playing the best players, and doing what was right for the team at all times.
Glazer and Gruden will become the 10th and 11th members of the Ring of Honor. And we're learning more about the upcoming 2017 World Rowing Championships at Nathan Benderson Park. The event will showcase the best rowers in the world, but also recognize some of the greatest rowers of the past. After competition on September 30th, the championships will host the Cruise of Distinction event. 19 U.S. gold medal winning crews spanning 7 decades will be honored both on land and on water, with 11 of those crews rowing on the lake. The 2017 World Rowing Championships runs from September 23rd to October 1st and will feature athletes from 70 countries.
Several manatees are back in the Gulf this morning after dozens of rescuers and beachgoers worked together to help get them back in the water when they became stranded on the sand. Take a look at this video. The Clearwater Fire and Rescue Department responding to quite an unusual call. They say they believe the reason behind the beaching may have been due to high winds and waves in the area. Should you see a stranded manatee, dolphin, whale, or sea turtle on the Suncoast, don't push the animal back into the water. Instead, contact Moat Marine Laboratory at their stranding hotline at the number on your screen. That way they can assess the animal and make sure it is not sick or injured.
Good to jot that number down and save it in your phone,
Yes.
just in case.
Yeah, you never know when you're taking a little stroll on the beach one afternoon or in the morning if you're waking up with the sunrise and see a little animal that's stuck or something.
That's right. That's right. Those are big animals, too.
Yeah,
You don't want to mess with them.
No.
Yeah.
I would imagine it would take a lot to try and push them back into
Even
the water.
they're so gentle, you know, still. We're looking at some pleasant weather today. Talk about that in a sec.
All right, still ahead, there's a new record in child heat stroke deaths across the country.
We'll have tips on how to detect and help prevent heat stroke symptoms up next in Health Smart.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows, what matters most to you? We found what matters is high performance. Our customers want energy-efficient windows built for Florida weather. Windows that can stand everything from scorching sun to hurricanes. Our customers want windows that reflect their life, their lifestyle. Windows that will last a lifetime. We listen to our customers, and as a result, we're growing. So if you're looking to replace your windows, stop here at New South Windows.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today. ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current temperature outside is 75 degrees with a dew point of 73, so the two are pretty close together, hence there's kind of a humid feel to the air. These temperatures and dew points aren't much different than they were 24 hours ago. We will watch that dew point continue to fall. I think tomorrow morning's dew point will probably be in the low 70s, so we'll gain a little bit more dry air over the course of the day today. Southeast wind coming in at about 5 or east-southeast. And I think that trend will continue through the morning hours, but we're going to see that wind shift to the southwest this afternoon. We have 75 degrees in Bradenton, Parrish, Lakewood Ranch at 76. Mayaca at 75, so is Wauchula, Arcadia, Sebring, 75 in Punta Gorda. 77 in Northport. You folks in Venice have 78. And in Inglewood, you're enjoying 79 warm degrees, second only to Longboat Key at 80. So we have a lot of moisture still around across the region, but we also have back to the south and to the east of us a little bit of drier air indicated here by these tan colors. That drier air aloft at mid and upper levels is going to work its way in over the course of the next couple of days as high pressure builds from Bermuda down through the Bahamas and across the state of Florida. That high pressure ridge is going to reduce our rain chances a little bit today, but certainly going to reduce our rain chances tomorrow. Trough low pressure still exists to the north of us, and if you are setting out on the roads, driving up toward the Big Bend region, it's going to be a wet drive for you, especially as you pass, I'd say about Dunedin. Then you're more likely to get showers intermittent throughout the day, and in the second half of the day into the afternoon, you'll probably get a lot of rainfall around us. It's going to be another wet day up around the Big Bend region. And like yesterday, we could see some of the showers work their way in from Gulf waters across our area during the second half of the afternoon. But there'll be fewer of them around. And this morning, our rain chance is pretty minimal, only at about 10%. So the morning commute should be just fine for the most part. Like I say, there's only about a 10% chance you get a little bit of patchy drizzle. Now, we had a lot of cloud cover and a lot of rainfall in some places yesterday as that trough kind of brought some of the outflow from storms to the north of us into our area. And today, we have the potential of seeing some of those storms also sinking south once again. But because of that drier air in place, our rain chance today is only at about 20% compared to yesterday when our rain chance was 60% or so. So we'll probably see a few showers around, but they'll be few and far between. And frankly, most of them will be in inland areas, I think. Over the course of the next couple of days, we're going to watch this trough of low pressure, which has provided persistent rainfall over the last 24 hours to North Florida. We'll see that lift out. And as it lifts out, it will allow that high pressure ridge to build in. So dry air starts to move in today. We have lower rain chances today, and we'll watch a changing weather pattern as that high builds in. What do I mean by that? Well, over the last couple of days, a week almost, we've had some winds that have come in off Gulf waters. That has favored morning showers near the coast, almost a anytime, anywhere chance of rain throughout the day kind of scenario. Well, that's going to change. With the high building in out in the Atlantic, we're going to get a persistent southeasterly wind, which is what we would expect at this time of year. And what that means is that we'll see our showers build inland along the sea breeze front late in the afternoon. And then as that sea breeze front dies, those inland showers will work their way back to the coast. Exactly what we'd expect to see in summer and not what we have been seeing over the last, week and a half, 2 weeks. 20% chance of showers today, only a 10% chance tomorrow. Mostly dry, sunny day tomorrow. Of course, we'll pay for that with increased heat. Look for about a daytime high tomorrow of 93. And then over the weekend, pretty nice. We'll have most of the day spent with sunshine and partly cloudy skies. And then late in the day, we'll watch for those showers to build. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. If you're heading out the door in Manatee County, not a whole lot going on. Some congestion on State Road 70. Other than that, 301 looking good, as well as I-75. As we head south into Sarasota County, some slowdowns on Fruitville and Clark Road heading towards the interstate. Also, as you pass by where the 301 and 41 split is heading southbound. In South County, looks like Business 41 heading northbound, seeing some more cars on the roadways, but no accidents at 550 actually on your Thursday morning. In this hour's Health Smart, a record high 29 children across the U.S. have died this year due to heat stroke after being left in a hot car.
That's why it's good to know the signs of heat-related illness. Kim Hutcherson has details.
Heat-related illnesses like heat exhaustion or heat stroke can happen when the body is not able to properly cool itself. Older adults, people with mental illnesses or chronic diseases, and the very young are most likely to be affected by heat-related illnesses. Signs of heat exhaustion include heavy sweating, headache, nausea or vomiting, muscle cramps, feeling weak or dizzy, or passing out. If you're experiencing these symptoms, move to a cool place, sip water, and loosen your clothes. Try putting cool, wet cloths on your body or taking a cool bath. Get medical help if you throw up or if your symptoms worsen or last longer than an hour. If, in addition to the symptoms of heat exhaustion, you have a feeling of confusion and a high body temperature, 103 degrees or higher, you may be having a heat stroke. People experiencing heat stroke should not drink water. It's a medical emergency, and you should call 911 right away. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Still ahead, we'll update the day's top local news headlines, and a pair of fishermen saved the life of a drowning eagle.
We'll take a look at this unlikely rescue after the break.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109. I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And andservices.com. andservices.com.
Welcome back. 5:54 on your Thursday morning.
Let's take a look at some of the top stories here on the Suncoast.
The first golf course ever built in Northport is being turned into single-family homes. Developer Sam Rogers bid nearly $3 million for the former Sable Trace Golf and Country Club. The course had been closed and was in foreclosure.
Plus, a traffic stop turned into a police chase that ended with an arrest in Sarasota. Deputies say 61-year-old Issa Alyan sped off after picking up a woman who was waiting on him. He's been charged on aggravated battery and stalking charges.
And a warm welcome for the Players Center at their upcoming new home in Lakewood Ranch. The Lakewood Ranch Community Fund gave the group $10,000 for performances in the field. Their first one will be held in October on the Polo Ground.
Finally this hour, a pair of fishermen in Maine saved a one-eyed bald eagle from drowning. The fishermen spotted the bird struggling in the Atlantic Ocean, so they fashioned a makeshift raft out of a bait tank cover and then a life preserver and used it to bring the bird on board. They intended on taking the eagle to wildlife officials, but the eagle had no other plans. After resting for a little while, it flew away. One of the lobstermen said it was the most incredible thing that had ever happened to me.
An eagle struggling in the water. Boy, sad to watch that thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and why was it struggling in the water, and what happens to it now?
Hopefully it's okay.
All right. We'll update the day's top local news headlines and John's forecast and traffic after this. Stay with us.